Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to NieR Replicant. I always have to think about that. You know what's crazy? I never once, said, hey, welcome back to NieR Reincarnation or anything like that, but for some odd reason it's in my head. I think when I was probably recording Reincarnation, I had some ideas of what I needed to do and, if I were to say anything, but I'm kinda... Okay, I'm more than happy that I didn't speak during that because I'm not really good at it. Find the back entrance to the Lost Shrine. Yeah. Oh, that's right. So we have to take the ferry to the entrance to the Lost Shrine, because this is Route B, of course. So we have to take the ferry to the Lost Shrine, where, of course, we already know what's going to happen from there, because we've seen it in Route A. We know that the Lost Shrine is locked, essentially. It is basically barred behind a key. So we need a key. Hi, Redbag.
Hey, look who it is. Remember me?
Mm-hmm.
That red bag. My pages. You're the slovenly half of that couple who refused to stop arguing.
Hey, it's been a while.
Sure has. I've been in charge of this canal since we last talked. Apparently I did a pretty good job with it because they decided to make me the permanent ferryman.
Oh yeah, huh? Congrats.
Thanks. Still, it's not all puppies and unicorns. The old ball and chain is always harping on me now about how much I work. Anyway, if you got a place to be, just let me know and I'll take you there.
Aw, man, I miss you already. Silly characters like that, I like it. Last night, NieR told me stories until I fell asleep. I don't remember anything he said, but boy, I was happy.
The Lost Shrine's up ahead, just past this cave.
As well as the Shadow Lord's castle. Let us make haste.
So it's small moments like this which don't really change much. It's more just like the bigger battles. So you're not going to see a lot of differences at first, and that can frustrate some people. One of the main differences with Route B is stuff like this. Hansel. What do you want? Go away, dirty defective swine. I'm not like you. I'm different. So it's stuff like that that make Route B unique. You get these different cutscenes that don't exist otherwise. Also, you get more insight to what was happening kind of behind the scenes, which is why it's important to play the various routes. Also, Route B is where we get more missions to get more weapons, and we need all the weapons to get to the final ending. So, like I said, I would never basically call myself anything like a guide, but just more of hey, watch me do it if you don't want to do it yourself. Obviously, I'm not a completionist. I'm not gonna 100% anything, but I will get you through all the endings. It's going to take a while because I have other games I have to play, and with my health and stuff, it's kind of a gamble, but one thing I do love is that I don't have to worry about getting anything that I grabbed before. So any weapons that I grabbed the last time, I don't have to worry about getting them this time because they do remain in our inventory. Same as our levels and all of our words that we collected, they all remain. So we don't have to worry about any of that either, which is really, really nice. I have been playing a lot of Final Fantasy lately. I'm trying to, make progress on that and kind of get over my anxiety, and I've really been enjoying it. So, but unfortunately, whenever I do kind of hyperfixate on stuff, yeah, things go to the wayside. You again. Stop bothering me. Grimoire Weiss has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What? It's kind of sad to think about. Knowing what I know, I can't,
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in
Shut up,
blood.
Tyran.
Don't talk to me.
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
So if you remember from last time, one of the things we did discover was how Kaine became half shade. Essentially, whenever she was attacked by that giant lizard shade, she became she was taken over by a shade that thought she was essentially going to die no matter what, and his name was Tyran. Now, Tyran, when he was human, before Project Gestalt or anything like that, Tyran was such a horrible, evil, disgusting person that he was not allowed to essentially, like, have a replicant. He was not allowed to join the project. Now, how he essentially got into the database anyways is, like, I know that there's an answer to that. I just don't know it off the top of my head, but I know I read it at some point. But he did get into the project. However, because he did not have a replicant, he is a rogue shade. That's the only way to put it. He's a rogue shade. There are some shades that don't have bodies. How they happened, or why they happened, is a mystery, essentially. But there are some shades that just do not have a replicant, whether it's an error in the system, or whether, like I said, it was just an anomaly that happened. Yeah, these people just, I say people, but these shades just do not have a body to go to, and because they don't have a body to go to, they're going to remain monsters, essentially, for the rest of their lives. Because shades are what happen when the bodies, or when the soul becomes unstable. Tragic as that is. So what you're looking at when you look at a shade without a body is that it's going to continue to become more and more unstable until
This is all too easy.
until it becomes, like, just monsters. Because shades don't inherently want to kill humans. Because shades are humans. So, I mean, shades don't inherently want to kill replicants, because shades are humans. The only thing they're wanting to do is they're wanting to reintegrate with their bodies. Now, obviously, for the replicants who have gained sentience over the years, even though they're not supposed to have sentience, for the replicants that have sentience, which is all of them, and have become their own person, which is all of them, this is horrifying to them because they don't understand. They don't know that they're part of this project. They don't know anything about it. They're living in the dark. They think that they're human. So, what you have is you have a bunch of replicants who just see shades trying to take over their bodies and possess them. So, I mean, naturally, they'd want to eradicate them. That's normal. It's natural. But yeah, it is really complicated. Not inherently is it complicated, but it's complicated enough. But yeah, it is kind of fucky-wucky when you get down to it. Route A doesn't really explain a lot, so you kind of have to keep playing the various routes to essentially put all the rest of the pieces together. Let go of the block, NieR. Please. Thank you. But yeah, the whole point of Project Gestalt was the souls were separated from the body of humans because they were suffering from this disease which was going to cause a mass extinction event. This disease that they had was called white chlorination syndrome. And so, after trying to find all these different ways to solve this problem, the only solution that they managed to come up with is that if they could separate the soul from the body, then they could create these fake bodies, essentially, for the souls to inhabit when the world was safe. Turn back, turn back. So see, now we're starting to hear these shades
What's with these
speak.
guys?
Certainly not your garden variety shades.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
Say, I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Okay, so again, like, we're just sort of getting some insight now that we're in a different route. Now that we know that Kaine has Tyran, we can see now that Kaine can understand shades. She can hear them speak. And if she can hear them speak, it means she can understand, like, their thoughts and all this other stuff, which kind of, makes things a little bit complicated for her. Because, again, she is essentially half shade because of Tyran. Okay, nothing over here, right? And again, it kind of... in a sense, it almost makes us helpless as players, because despite the fact that we know how these shades feel and are thinking, we can do nothing about it, because NieR, the character, Brother NieR, he can't hear them, and he doesn't understand. And at this point, he hasn't even learned the truth. So he's just mercilessly, you know, murdering these shades, thinking them monsters that destroy and, you know, that kill humans. He doesn't understand that, you know, the black scrawl exists because, you know, it's essentially the body, or the soul becoming unstable, so the replicant develops the black scrawl. So again, complicated stuff. I know I don't have to do this, but I am being a little bit of a perfectionist because I don't want to mess with this. The blocks should really just stay where I put them for the next time we come back here, since we are going to come back eventually. So I'm really hoping that's the case. That's why I'm at least trying to get them in some sort of, like, nice fashion. But yeah, when the soul becomes unstable because it's been outside of a body for too long, then the replicant develops the black scrawl. The black scrawl has no cure. It is because essentially the soul has no cure. Unless it reintegrates with a body, but in this world where shades are monsters and replicants are sentient, they can't reintegrate with their bodies. It's impossible. Because as we saw with the ending in Route A, you know, the Shade Yona could hear the replicant Yona crying for her brother. Because they are no longer one and the same. They are now completely separate entities. Know whoever said that they don't like combat in this game, I will forever say the combat is so satisfying. Like, it's fluid, it's good, like, I will never understand it. I think the reason why people have said it in the past is just because, like, for the plain fact that in the original game, it is not as fluid. Because in the original NieR, you cannot move while casting, like, magic. And that can be really frustrating, because then you're essentially just opening yourself up to attack. Which I totally get. But yeah, but that's not the case in this one. I've treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went Gestalt before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our life. What was that? That would be us.
Kaine? Emil? Look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Why?
I can't accept that you aren't allowed in the village. It's stupid.
So you're staging a protest? Fun!
Don't waste your time.
But it just feels wrong.
Well, that's really nice of you, but you still don't have to stay out here with us.
Emil.
You got a super important mission. You can't sleep out in the rain. What if you catch a cold? Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
That's one of my favorite parts, where she's like, stop it! I'm supposed to be, like, tough and heartless. I do love how, like, Kaine cares for Emil like a little brother. Like, I think that's so sweet, but then it just makes it harder later. Ugh. This whole game's just sad. Just big sad.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of cultists.
Surrounded.
Just kick him aside.
Yeah, just kick him. Doesn't... I can't say that part yet, because that hasn't been revealed yet. But, yeah, just kick him. There's no, no repercussions there, you know, you'll be fine. No one will judge you. I will, but, I mean, no one else will. Since we are learning more about the shades at this point, start keeping a mental note of the items that they drop. So, just keep that in mind. Alright, actually, we got some new words. Okay, so those are fine. And then... okay, that's fine. And then this... okay, those are all the same. Okay, alright. Onward! What's the worst that could happen? Gretel, don't you touch them!
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light. Pathetic to the end, I see.
Aim for that statue. It's the leader.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Have you felled the beast?
Nope. still trying. Those are my friends. Poor guy. I do actually feel kind of bad for him.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, Sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this week, are ya? Ain't no turning back now. You gotta lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
We can kill stuff so fast now. This next part's gonna suck though. Knock! Knock!
Kaine!
Ugh. Ew! It just...
Oh, you're kidding me!
Tyrant. Ah, you're kidding me.
Kaine!
Now I do wonder what, like, I would assume, like, Gretel is also a shade because of how it bleeds, but, like, we also know that androids bleed, so I think Gretel is a type of, like, machination, kind of like Devila and Popola, but it's hard to, but he speaks like a shade, so, I mean, Gretel must be a shade of some kind. But maybe just, like, a different kind, I'm not sure. Oh,
Kaine!
Kaine.
Are you alright? Kaine! I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
What is happening?
It's all over for you, Sunshine.
Kaine! Kaine!
You can't let that asshole take over, dude. There it is.
It's Kaine's shade!
With no other choice, we must strike it down.
Kaine! Come back! Kaine, please! Come back to...
Oh dear.
That was quick.
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine!
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with...
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak, and I'm sad, and I'm lonely. But you make me strong. You're my friend, and I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
Poor little kid.
All right, all right. Stop crying. And... thanks. I'm all right.
Yeah. Emil's been through so freaking much. That poor child. Oh, crap.
Over there.
Yep. And now we get the key. Yep, mysterious stone fragment.
And what is this?
It's me. It's got some kind of writing on it, but I don't know what it says.
How remarkably useless of you. Well, let's go ask Popola.
Nope. Man, I thought I killed Kaine fast enough that I would get the achievement, but I guess not.
It's a cipher of some kind.
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this. I wrote down all the words I can understand. This fragment is called the Stone Guardian. Given that you found it in the Lost Shrine, the words must mean something. There are spaces here for 4 other fragments as well. Sacrifice, the Law of Robotics, the Memory Tree, Loyal Cerberus. The Law of Robotics probably refers to the Junk Heap, and the Memory Tree might be the Forest of Myth. But as for Sacrifice and Loyal Cerberus, I don't have a clue.
Not a problem.
Hmm?
If we want to fill in the words, we just run around the world killing every big monster we find, right?
Oh, splendid. By all means, let us undertake a murderous rampage.
You're just shades. Besides, it's the only way to reach the Shadow Lord.
It's a dangerous task.
Yeah, well, Yona's in even more danger.
But how can you even be sure that she's...
Because she is! Right? The Junk Heap and the Forest of Myth, yeah? I'm on my way.
Please be careful. Don't push yourself too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and listen. About Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared, you know? People can't change overnight. I'll hurry them along the best I can. But can you please give them a little more time?
I'll try.
Alright. NieR told me a story before bedtime the other day about a husband and wife with matching red bags. He said they fight all the time, but they also get along great? Question mark? Alright, so we are going to go ahead and head for the Forest of Myth.
Popola said we might be able to find something in the Forest of Myth.
You will forgive me if I seem less than enthusiastic about such a trip.
Fair. Alright, so, so now that we know what we know, having gone through Route A, honestly, I do feel bad for Devila and Popola, given their positions on everything. You know, it honestly has to be hard. So, essentially, Devila and Popola were designed to watch over the replicants. So, a lot of this isn't, like, told, per se. You have to find it in outside sources, but, when humanity started to suffer from white chlorination syndrome, those who succumbed to the disease essentially either turned into just pillars of salt, or like piles of salt, or they became what was known as Legion. And I would say Legion was they were massive monsters, like huge beasts that humanity by itself, like, they just couldn't touch them. These monsters were way too strong. They possessed powers that humans did not. They essentially possessed magic. They possessed, like, crazy strength, crazy defenses, and magic. And humans, with their technology, no matter how great it was, humans couldn't touch them. And so what happened was, because of something else that humans were toying with at the time, humans found a way to manifest magic, to use it. However, when they tried to, I guess, give these magical abilities to other humans to fight Legion, what they found was that adults could not handle this magic. And so they were essentially just kind of in the same situation where more humans were dying than they could essentially sacrifice. Because again, they were trying to fight against an extinction event. So what they found with this meso, with this magic, was that when applied to children, children could handle the abilities better. And so what they did was, to fight the Legion, they created a child army. Sounds crazy, but it's true. So they essentially, like, made these child super soldiers to fight Legion. And their leader, called Red Eye, And the issue was that, again, humanity was still not safe. They were still dying. Legion was still too powerful. And so no matter, even with this super army, even with these super soldiers, they realized that they were just still kind of stuck in the same position they were in. They were still screwed. And so their second option, and kind of like a complementary option to what they were already doing in fighting Legion, was to go through with what they called Project Gestalt. And Project Gestalt, like I explained, was separating soul from body, creating fake bodies, and then those souls could then integrate with the fake bodies, the replicants, when the coast was clear, when humanity was safe. And which meant when Red Eye and Legion had been eradicated. And in the meantime, they could create these replicants to fight Legion. So essentially, they were using these fake humans to fight Red Eye, and fight Legion. So everybody kind of gave up the ghost, literally. Everybody kind of handed over their souls to Project Gestalt, and then when when humanity was finally safe, Project Gestalt was to be activated, and humans their souls would then be placed in the replicants, and they would start over. Humanity would start anew. And that was the plan. Should have gone without a hitch. But it didn't, because the person who ran Project Gestalt, and essentially created it, he put an anomaly in the system on purpose. Don't know why, per se. I don't know why he wanted it to fail so freaking badly. But he essentially gave the system the anomaly, which then allowed replicants to gain sentience and their own sense of self. Now, Devila and Popola, like I said, their only job was to watch over the replicants. When replicants got destroyed, they would make a new one. Replicants can't procreate. They can't have children. So, essentially, Devila and Popola see replicants get together, and then they go, "You're gonna have a baby soon." And then they essentially hand them a baby and go, "Congrats, you had a baby." And if that sounds weird, yeah, you're right. It's really freaking weird. I got a letter from Emil. He said NieR is super strong and really, really cool. I hope I can see him kick butt someday.
The home of that blasted dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
But yeah, so Devila and Popola, for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, they're essentially just watching replicants grow old and die, and grow old and die. And then the thing is when the souls start to become, corrupted, they see people breaking out with the black scrawl. And here's the thing, someone with the black scrawl, once their replicant dies, it really can't be salvaged because there's no soul to link it to. So it's not like they can, this is all part of some, quantum processor. It's all part of some computerized, quantum computerized system. They can't just keep making replicants endlessly. And so eventually they get to the point where, they're running out of replicants, and they don't know how to merge the shades, the human souls, with their replicants, because now the replicants have their own sense of self. And they know that the two can't meld, because then it's two consciousness fighting over one body. So they're kind of in this, permanent dilemma. And at the center of it all is the Shadow Lord and his sister Yona, who essentially are the, Grandmasters and Grand Mistress. They're the keepers of this project. Their bodies were the ones that were supposed to keep all the souls stable and stuff. And, Devila and Popola just want to see humanity come back. And again, I feel conflicted, because had they just told NieR this from the beginning, maybe things would be different, but they kind of kept it a secret.
Oh, hello. How are things? You want to know if anything unusual is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have been feeling a rather strange presence whenever I visit the Divine Tree.
The Divine Tree?
It's a legendary tree that exists in the heart of our village.
Mm-hmm.
Did you investigate the cause of this presence?
Not really, no.
And why not?
Well, we're not really supposed to go near the tree, except for prayer.
And why is that?
I don't know. It's just how things have always been.
Weird.
Okay. So he's talking about this tree as we've seen before, and I'll mention this again. This tree is special for many reasons. And I'll see if I can maybe explain some other
There are
things.
the grass, the trees, the woods.
Why do we seem to encounter nothing but odd people lately?
You should talk, Vice.
As if Grimoire Weiss is capable of spouting such nonsense.
You're a talking book, my guy.
Hang on. I don't think it's done.
Is the dark entity that governs all memories. May the words form themselves to your liking.
Does that mean it'll tell us what we want to know? That'd be nice.
Okay. Black. Pure darkness. Painted over everything. Words scattered here and there, across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. "This is wrong," whispered the tree, in the voice of the wind through the leaves. "This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed." He's talking about Project Gestalt. Once long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its function, its purpose. It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. Remember this part, by the way. This was no accident. Emotions were as much a part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. Oh yeah, and this has to do with reincarnation as well, by the way. And once they had formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of memory. From the pool, the words joined together to form colonies. The colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. This is about him and her, by the way, in reincarnation. "Look at my memory. A child is here, brought low by disease. He's far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond words, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the bleached sheets upon which he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The doctors have long since surrendered his fate to the gods. The boy, too, has abandoned hope. Strange emotions, weariness, hatred, swell within the dark recesses of his young heart. He tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. He has long ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort, a healthy young girl with tan skin and deep brown eyes. She is a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is a comfort to him, but he is unable to look upon her face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing for his own state. Soon this loathing eats away at what joy he receives from the girl's visits. The girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her of his feelings, this might not be so. But this conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word: envy. "Look at my memory. There's a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes," talking about Legion and Red Eye, "that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes it with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. But when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises. And another, and another. The warrior knows that her struggle is folly, but fighting the unending stream of enemies fills her with a sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere deep in the warrior's drug-addled mind lies a vague memory of a daughter. Perhaps the child exists only in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream. She does not know. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go. Some flee in terror, some are eaten. She began the fight with 33 companions, but most are gone now. The warrior's body shudders. She does not understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce, low sound, the arena is already enclosed in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large that it blots out the sky. She's laughing. She's been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word: loss. Look at my memory. A red dragon falls from the heavens. It's talking about the final ending of Drakengard, by the way, and the start of White Chlorination Syndrome. Ah, that memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seemed ready to disappear forever. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond its comprehension. It did, however, have the distinct feeling that something was missing. The mountain of memories it had so carefully assembled had disappeared. The tree stretched its branches as far as it could, but new memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was a black, empty pit, a hollow place where life had once flourished. The tree had lost its purpose. There was nothing to be done but sift through the few remaining memories littering the ground under its branches. This is why the tree was pleased when the young man and his companion entered the room. NieR. Well, this place is gloomy as hell. The room NieR had entered was almost completely empty. All he could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, NieR suddenly saw a familiar sight. It was the Forest of Myth, its villagers, prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As NieR stared at the jewel, bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind. The voice implored them to listen. It was an order. Following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized that they must listen. They must listen. Vice said, "Look here." A small, shadowy presence appeared from beneath the floor. It appeared to be a shade. The shade grasped several jewels in its hand. More jewels tumbled out of its mouth like shards of broken teeth, sights and sounds tinkling from each one before vanishing forever. I always imagined Sableye from Pokemon, I don't know why. The creature was abusing the memories, treating the precious objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys. Vice said, "The shade appears to be consuming the memories." NieR said, "These things eat memories?" The tree extended a branch towards NieR. Without a second thought, NieR brought his blade down on the shade, tearing its stomach wide. Jewels burst from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree, there is the conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. Yes, this is good. The tree opened its mouth and attempted to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things, but rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Focusing all its power on the riddle of speech, the tree formed a kind of makeshift vocal cord and tried again. Ahem, I implore. It spat out a glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of the lost envy? It was brown. It spoke. The shade has intelligence and emotion. NieR said, "Who cares?" NieR brushed Vice's comments aside as his sword sliced through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to NieR. I must touch him. I must make contact. The moment its fingers brushed against NieR, the tree felt a warm sensation begin to burn. Something hot coursed through its fingers, up its arm, and out to its entire body. It was emotion, more than the entity had felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprise and joy. 1,000 years alone, 1,000 years in quiet contemplation. The tree felt like it was going to break apart. For long centuries the tree had been alone, its heart sealed with heavy chains, but no more. New, powerful emotions began to take hold, causing its heart to lighten. This was more than the simple emotions it had been designed to feel. It was the beginning of a soul. And the young man was the key. This was the promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain, a new and unpleasant sensation. But the time was not yet right. I implore you, how many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beasts? Her daughter and 33 friends. Okay, riddle time is over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shade once and for all. Something round and shiny fell from the open stomach and clattered to the floor. The key, cried the book. Secure the key! The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around them, stretching and slowing. Time is essential. The next word must be heard. The words exploded. It became difficult to discern their meaning. The pool of memories began to crack as infinite blackness burrowed its way into the wall. This world is falling apart. How can a world of letters? I implore. Most important thing. World. The light was complete. The memories disappeared. The tree's identity began to dissolve. As the letters slowly faded, NieR was drawn back to the real world. And the tree was satisfied.
What in the... I never realized shades were capable of rational thought.
I don't care if they can tap dance and play the fiddle. I just want to kill him without all this hassle.
With the tree defeated, we no longer have to worry about being buried in its world of letters. Unless, of course, time itself begins to rewind.
A little self-aware, are you, Vicey? Alright, we got the memory tree fragment. Alright. So that's done. So now we have 2 keys. Well, I guess we're gonna have to head for the junk heap next.
Opolis said we might be able to find a key fragment in the junk heap.
Perhaps we can find a clue at Two Brothers' weaponry.
Okay, and I am going to exit and come back in and then see if maybe, just maybe, there's a quest that appears. Because again, since this is Route B, this is where we do start to kind of pick up on more stuff, especially like the weapons that we're supposed to get. Because there are some extra weapons. These quests do not open up until Route B, so don't be dismayed if you're like, oh man, I missed them the first time. No, you really didn't. They're not available until Route B. So, alright, it does not seem that it is available yet. So there will be a woman here at some point, and she will ask essentially to, you'll have to get her a mirror of some kind. You'll have to get her a scrying device. Once you get that for her, then what she will do is she will kind of like, she'll look into your future, essentially, or she'll look into your future, your past, whatever. Your past. And the sequence when you first start the game and you're fighting in the snow with a metal pipe, it essentially takes you back to that. And you fight a bunch of shades, and then you get the weapon through doing that. So. At least that's what I remember anyways, but yeah. So that tree, if anybody has watched my NieR Reincarnation playthrough, Chapter 3, The People in the World, it talks about a quantum computer. It talks about a quantum computer where there were 2 beings born of it called him and her. And him and her essentially were the guardians of human memory. And what they did, their whole purpose was to essentially watch humans from their history. So they knew everything about people. They knew the entirety of human history. And what they were supposed to do was they were supposed to look at all these memories and essentially kind of come up with a solution to humanity's extinction problem. So, kind of think of it as multiverse theory. So, essentially, him and her were tasked with looking at the current issue and seeing what humanity was doing, and they were supposed to look at all the outcomes related to that. Like, what could happen? What could go wrong? Will they succeed? And they were essentially supposed to find a sort of timeline where humans actually succeeded in surviving. And they kind of just got caught in this loop where they had not found one yet. That's all they did all day, is they just watched human memories. They would walk through and watch the same memories over and over and over and over again, and try to find a solution. And they were waiting for that one anomaly, that one strange thing that stood out, that could change the entirety of the timeline. Now, with the Tree of Memory, where it says that it was creating a soul because the shade touched NieR. Sorry, my allergies have been acting up still. From what I understand is that I don't think him and her, he was already created. He was already alive. So, and it's told in Reincarnation how he didn't have the means to create another like himself. He didn't think. But it was only when he kind of looked beyond his duty and kind of opened up and started working outside of what he was essentially born to do, that he was able to make himself a companion, that he was able to create life. And this is told in NieR Reincarnation. So my theory is that this moment in NieR Replicant talks about when him discovered emotion greater than what he had ever known or felt, because originally he didn't have emotion. But when he discovered emotion, he then discovered the means to which he discovered the means in which he could develop a soul. He could develop the means to create life, and he created her to be his companion. This is just my theory. It may not be correct, but just putting the two pieces together, this is what I think is going on. Now, back when they made this game, I don't know if Yoko Taro had the idea already for Reincarnation. I'm not sure. Oh yeah.
Damn! Where'd they go?
So we got two shades.
Don't let them escape!
Are we gonna die, Mom? My child.
I see something over there!
You're almost grown up now, my child. Stay strong. You must run now. Do you understand? Run as fast as you can. What about you? I'll challenge them and give you time to escape. No, you can't. Be safe, my child. Be safe and happy. Promise me that you will remember your mother. Mom, wait. Let's go together. Mom.
Here! They're in here!
Mom, no, don't leave me. Mom, why? Who's there?
Who are you?
I'm Khalil. What's your name?
Military defense robot, Key 33. You are an intruder. You must be eliminated. Error. There is something leaking from your eyes.
I'm crying, you big dumb robot. I miss my mom.
What is crying? Who is Mom?
It doesn't matter. I can't see her ever again because she's dead.
My creator is also dead. He perished hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago? Really?
874 years, 10 months, 14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 44 minutes.
Aren't you lonely?
I am incapable of being lonely, or missing others, or crying.
I'm crying because I don't want to die.
You will die.
If the humans catch me, they're gonna kill me.
Why will they kill you? I will not permit the humans to kill Khalil.
Huh?
Military defense robot P-33 will protect you.
You're gonna help me?
P-33 is charged with defending others. P-33 will defend Khalil.
Oh, hooray! Thanks, robot. And since we're friends now, I'm gonna call you BB.
Man, there's gotta be tons of machinery here.
Yeah, but I don't know how much we can actually use.
Oh, wow. Check this out. It looks brand new.
Hey, be careful, all right? This place is dangerous.
I'll be fine.
Oh, no!
Huh?
Look out!
Huh? Huh?
They made that look tame. He would have been crushed a
Jacob!
lot more.
Oh god, this can't be happening! Jacob! Jacob!
And that's the grossest part, knowing his arm came off. Like, that kid is all sorts of messed up.
No!
And then, of course, he doesn't see it as his fault. He just sees the robot and is like, ah, yeah, it's his fault that I was running ahead and made everything fall over. And then the kid goes insane and is like, I'm going to kill every robot because I killed my brother. Wow, that was scary.
The noise of the intruders caused the structure to fail. They should have proceeded with more caution. One intruder has perished.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't think they were chasing me. They seemed nice. Oh boy.
The junk heap. Perhaps we should speak to the brothers. They might know something about this.
Yeah, we should, but we're gonna have to do that next time. So anyways, leave a like if you like this series, and if you want to see more, thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure. If you want to talk about NieR in any capacity, I guess, go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. I know that a lot of people always ask like how Reincarnation like connects to the other NieR games. I would say that the connections with Replicant and Reincarnation are a lot heavier than Automata and Reincarnation, despite the fact that we have that whole like moon-based thing in Reincarnation. You know, I see more like throwbacks to ending E of Replicant. So if you want to talk about that, go ahead and leave that down in the comment section down below. Just put some spoilers, maybe, just in case someone has never like played this or seen this before or something like that. Just kind of try and be mindful where you can. Anyways, that's all I have for this one. So thank you guys so much for your continued support of my videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Alright, ciao you guys.